Welcome back to my cave once again, humans. Just recently I bought Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair for less than $8. It was on sale for less than $8. Can you believe it? Honestly, I just wanted to talk about this game because, well, Daddy! Have I ever mentioned that I absolutely adore bats? They're just so small and fuzzy, and they got little beady eyes and little two furs, and just the way they flap their wings, I don't know, I just find them adorable. And that's not even to say about how handsome and pretty the mega bats are. Fruit bats are awesome. I mean, I know there are some pretty ugly bats, but still, I really heart bats. Also, Laylee is adorable. I don't care what anyone says. Anyway, how about a little history? This is actually the sequel to a game that people really didn't like that much. But when it was announced, it kind of gave me hope that there would be new and interesting protagonist characters in video games. But then Hat Kid happened. You want to hear my long, rage-filled rant on Hat Kid? No? Moving on. But fortunately, this sequel was much better received. It showed me that things can get better. And that's why I kind of want to talk about this game. And, yeah, I better start showing some footage, shouldn't I? Now, the original game was basically just supposed to be a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. Unlike the first game, which was a 3D platformer, this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. More like Donkey Kong Country than Banjo-Kazooie. However, a big reason people didn't like the first game was that it just tried to be Banjo-Kazooie, with all the warts that old-school gaming had and everything else. This game realized it needed to do more than just be another game. It needed to be its own game in order to succeed. And that's why it actually does things differently than the game it's trying to replicate. First of all, get this. The first level in the game, besides the tutorial level, is actually the final level. That's right, this game starts you off at the final level. Of course, you're not expected to beat the final level. And once you fail the final level, you go through the real game, which has a whole bunch of levels. But we'll get to that. First off, I just want to show you one of my attempts at the final level, the so-called Impossible Lair, or as this part is called, the not-so-impossible lair, but it's still part of the Impossible Lair. Now, the object of the game, besides defeating the Impossible Lair and kicking Demented Gru's butt, is to collect Beetalions, which are scattered about the 40-something levels within this game. But I'll tell you more about that later. Just watch the footage, would ya? Ooh, wonder how far I'm gonna get in this Impossible Lair. Well, of course, it's the final level of the game, so they gotta make it tough. What am I doing? I'm talking down to my audience again. Bad, Baalf! Bad! Oh boy, there's what they call a cursed image. Try getting that out of your brain. Once you fail the Impossible Lair, you are taken to the hub world. And surprisingly, there's a lot to do in this hub world. Not only can you visit levels, but you can also solve puzzles and whatnot. And it's kind of surprising, it's like a game within a game. I haven't gotten through the entire game yet. I don't know how many levels exactly there are, but a lot of the levels have alternate versions that can be accessed in different ways. For example, here we got Frantic Fountain. As the name suggests, the main gimmick of this level are these big fountains that gush up from the floor. They're scattered about the entire level. But if you go back to the overworld, grab one of these frozen berries and plunk it into the page. You get... wait for it. A brand new level. It does take place in the same location, but now all the fountains are frozen. You'd be surprised how much this affects the level. And a lot of other levels also have their own alternate versions, and they can be accessed in different ways. Sometimes you have to fill this pond, sometimes you have to generate wind, sometimes you have to go to the other side of a gate. There's a lot of ways to change the level. Of course, you have to beat this level first before you can change it. Yooka-Laylee! How's your adventures going? Better than the last game, thanks! Get it? It's self-aware people didn't like the first game. Another way to alter the overworld is to clear pagey challenges. I'm not sure how to do this one. I'm in a box and I just... wait. Oh, I see. You have to get that thing to jump by jumping or rolling yourself. While some of the enemies do look like reskins, most of them have different AI and different abilities. That one tries to react to whatever you do. And clearing these pagey challenges, well, just watch. He spins around to do his thing and then this rockin' 80s theme plays. Woo! As far as the levels go, they're actually quite fun. The gameplay is pretty smooth, and because it's only 2D, you don't have to worry about bad camera angles. But you do have to worry about opening that door. Well, I got this bomb, maybe that'll do it. Don't! But you get hit, then a door bat flies away, all you have to do is catch her. This game can be pretty tough, but it can be pretty forgiving too. As long as you can keep hold of Laylee, you can't die. Well, unless you fall into a bottomless pit, but not all levels have that problem, so... some sections really do require you to use your head. As you can see by the gameplay footage, I am not using my head right now. I'm still new to this game. Some of these areas have twit coins to collect. There's 5 in each stage. You use the twit coins to unlock Trowser's paywall, not to be confused with Bowser. That shifty serpent. Screw you. Oh, whatever. This game can be quite merciful, too. Say, you're having a problem with a certain area in a level. You just want to skip past it. You can do that if you lose the area enough times. The scanner will ask you... I'm good. To add to that, there's also tonics you can collect in the overworld. Tonics are potions that alter the gameplay, sometimes making them easier, sometimes making them harder, sometimes just adding cosmetic effects like making Yuka's head bigger or changing the filter to the stage. But that's kind of the cool thing about this game is that it can be as easy or hard as you want it to be. It doesn't need to be tough as nails frustrating if you don't want it to be. And, I'm really not sure what else to say about this game. I think I've covered most of it. Honestly, you can consider this an episode of Baalf Games for review. Haven't done one of those in a while, and I honestly do recommend this game. It is pretty fun. And, I might be weird, but I really think Laylee is just adorable. I wanna just squeeze that big red clown nose of hers. Honk honk. Anyway, I'm Baalf, and the cave is closed.